Willie D Live.
What's up, family? During a recent committee hearing, Representative Jasmine Crockett went in on the silence, hypocrisy, and the fake outrage that many Republicans seem to have in this society. Yeah, fam, she called Trump a scam artist, went in on Marjorie Taylor Greene and called her a coward for quitting after Trump got on her neck. Yeah, she even commented on the ICE agent who murdered the woman in cold blood. Yeah. She got a little emotional on that part. Check it out.
Thank you so much. It is so hard to sit here sometimes because I didn't come to Congress to write laws or to do things that are hurting people. I'm just asking if there's any decency or heart or courage on that side of the aisle. The fact that a woman was killed, she was shot in her head, and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay.
Let me stop right there, fam. And therein lies the problem. The Democrats have to learn to give the Republicans what they give them. The reason why the Republicans are so crud so often is because they know that the Democrats are going to play softball. Democrats are always trying to just get along and do the right thing. And that's good to do the right thing, but sometimes doing the right thing means rolling your sleeve up and socking somebody in the eye. You know, sometimes it means crossing that line, to get it done, to get the job done. Like, these guys, I think, are just too damn nice at times. You dig what I'm saying? And also, I am not fooled by the Democrats who play both sides. I'm not fooled by them, just like you got Republicans who play both sides. At the end of the day, depending on what hue they oftentimes benefit no matter which way the decision goes. That's why some of them are not really up in arms when certain things are happening. I don't know, like DEI being taken out of the college school system, or perhaps critical race theory not being taught, schools being penalized for teaching critical race theory, and et cetera, and a cashmere sweater. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't trust it.
Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity? A child. A child has lost her mom. And y'all want to pretend that it is okay. I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us and sent us to Congress. You tell us things like, well, the immigrants are bad, and so we got to get all these bills because the immigrants are the ones that are causing the harm, they're bringing the crime. The mayor of Minneapolis told y'all to get the fuck out. Yet y'all are the ones, it is this administration that is bringing crime to their streets. That's what's happening.
It's the third incident where somebody has dropped an F-bomb in this committee, including the video.
I'm sorry.
Including the video that we had to watch earlier.
Are your princess ears okay?
Is it profanity?
The committee's ears
House of Representatives.
The committee.
You are about the fact that a woman.
Are you
House of Representatives.
The gentlelady.
Are we offending your princess ears? Are they that soft?
All members will
maybe some of the
suspend.
kids out there.
Mr. Chairman, it is the
You're
gentlelady's
killing
time.
them.
Kids.
It is the gentlelady's time. Let's let her have her time.
It is the gentlelady's time. Would you stop the clock for a moment? Okay, and
That was the quote.
I'll restore that. The chair will remind all members that the person controlling the time is not to be unreasonably interrupted. We would further admonish that whenever possible to express the full meaning of something, it be done so without an expletive that may be offensive to people here in the audience or those who watch this on television. I understand that a quote at times is essential, but I would admonish everyone that it has been the practice of this committee for the many years I've been here to use such things as F-bomb in order to get the message out without actually using the word. Notwithstanding that, the gentlelady will be recognized for this time plus an additional 20 seconds. The gentlelady may continue.
Okay, family. Wouldn't it be nice if the same rules apply to the president who has the top job in the country? He's in the top office in the country. Wouldn't it be nice to get back to some decorum here? Like, as she said, this guy was more concerned about her language, talking about her complaining about a woman being gunned down in cold blood than the actual woman being gunned down in cold blood. This is what they do. Man, yeah, fam. And none of them checks Donald Trump. In fact, J.D. Vance, he does the same thing now. The press secretary, she does the same thing now. The FBI director, all of his top people, they dropped the F-bomb, the S-bomb, the P-bomb, the B-bomb, the N-word, whatever they want to say, they just say it, and they're never checked. Interesting how that happens.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Long story short, we are sitting in judiciary and no one on that side of the aisle seems to care that this particular person, whose name we don't know at this point, became the judge, jury, and executioner. I don't know how you square that. And then we're sitting here literally in markup for a bail funds bill. When I first ran for office, it was in the midst of yet another lynching by law enforcement in Minneapolis. At that time, it was George Floyd. I remember working as a pro bono criminal defense attorney to help protesters that were being arrested. There were more than 600 protesters that were arrested in Dallas. There were churches that came together to make sure that there were bail funds. There were nonprofit organizations. And to explain how it works for bail, since we're in judiciary and we're writing the laws, and some people may not understand this, but those bail funds, those nonprofit organizations are not the ones that determine whether or not somebody gets bail. What they do is they help out poor people, which I know y'all are not interested in either. But they help out people that aren't rich and famous and have limitless amounts of money, like all of the Epstein defendants who somehow y'all can't find, even though y'all went and got Maduro. But it helps out those people to be able to get out of jail. Many of those people that if they spend just a couple of days in jail will then be thrust into straight up poverty because they will lose everything. Why it is that you want to criminalize people such as churches that are trying to help the poor because they understand what the Bible says, and they don't just say that they understand it or say that they love Jesus, but they decide that they actually put it into works because faith without works is dead. That is wrong too. And I'm here to tell you that there's going to be a lot of nonprofit organizations that are going to step up in this moment, because there are going to be protests around this entire country because of the state-sanctioned execution that we all saw unfold unless there is some kind of justice that takes place and we get the name of that officer and that officer is prosecuted. So I ask that law enforcement, we have oversight over them. I am the oversight ranker. Let's go ahead. In fact, I make a motion that we have a hearing in the oversight subcommittee as it relates to this particular issue and what took place.
I ain't got no problem with that. But here's the deal, fam. You know they're gonna let that fool escape. Everybody in law enforcement is on his side. Immediately, they're on his side. And the fact that he was standing in front of that car for just a moment, just for a moment, is gonna be enough for him to ride. They're gonna let him ride, fam. They're not gonna prosecute that dude. It's gonna be a lot of protesting. People gonna get hurt. I'm assuming a few people gonna die. And that's gonna be over, and then we're gonna be on to the next protest. Because there's something going on in this country every day. There's a grievance. Every day, something's popping off. So, yeah, they're not gonna arrest that fool. Even if they arrest him, if they arrested him, you know, it would only be for show. It would be a dog and pony show. They would arrest him. I mean, they would indict him. They will try him, and he will bounce. He will walk. Absolutely, he's going to walk. When the President of the United States says, you got a bad deal. When the President of the United States said, hey, man, I don't see no crime. Keep in mind, you know, this felon to felon, you know, this criminal to criminal. 34 convictions. You know, he got the all-time record. 34 convictions and never spent one day in jail. Can't nobody touch that, man. Ain't nobody touching that record. So, as a criminal, Trump knows what he's talking about. Besides stealing from students and bankrupting his business partners, one thing Trump is really, really good at is circumventing the law. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.